What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing a beer from Area 2 Experimental Brewing, and they are a subsidiary of the Two Roads Brewing Company, which is headquartered in Stratford, Connecticut, and this is their Table Terroir. So they're calling this one a house ale brewed with 100% Connecticut-grown ingredients. It comes in at 3.7% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. I don't know exactly how old this bottle is because it does have some kind of code on it, which I have not officially been able to decipher. It's either the 220th day of 2022 or it's another day within 2022. So I don't know exactly how old it is. If I do figure it out, I will post it in the description box below. And I have to thank a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Steven, for this beer, so big thanks to him. In the description box, along with hopefully the actual date of this beer and how old it is, I will also post a link to the beer haul video I did that contains all the goodies Steven hooked me up with. It was back in late September of last year, 2022, when we had a Beer Tuberpalooza in Albany, New York, and Steven brought a beer mail for everybody to take home, and this was in said beer mail. Now, I don't know if Steven remembers this, but he also gave me this beer in 2021 at Beer Tuberpalooza in the beer mail to take home. I drank this one off camera though back in 2021, and I enjoyed it, but I figured I'd review it this time around because he gave it to me twice. Why not review it? So again, full disclosure, I've had this one before and I enjoyed it. I gave it 3.75 out of 5 on Untappd, so hopefully I enjoy it just as much as I did then. But yeah, it's a table beer. Typically table beers are very popular in Belgium. You'll see a lot of breweries do like a Belgian style table beer. They're typically, typically like under 3.5%, this is 3.7, so kind of skirting the lines, but it's supposed to be exactly what the style says it is a table beer. You're supposed to have it, at the table, dinner time, lunchtime, and be able to, just not get hammered and enjoy a beer with your food. And we will see how this one is. I remember it being really effervescent and like dry with a little bit of like fruitiness, a little bit of spicy character. It was pretty good. I busted out the Belgian glass here, the tulip, just why not? So anyway, as you can see, that is not crystal clear, but it has a pretty good clarity to it. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, there's probably like 80% clarity to it. There is very fine sediment suspended in animation that it's not going to come off on camera as well as it is right now for me in person. But yeah, it's like a golden orange color, had about a finger of a bright white, soap sudsy looking head, is dissipated to a thin film. But yeah, it looks kind of like a table beer should look. Let's get a nose. Yeah, that's nice. A big like grainy kind of scent to it. Now they're using all Connecticut grown ingredients, including the yeast, the hops, the malt, the water, everything is from Connecticut. So that's cool. I'm getting that like Belgian-y kind of feel to it, even though they don't technically say it's like a Belgian style table beer. They just call it, a house ale, and it is, the name of it has table in it. I'm getting this like sweet, like bubblegum juicy fruit kind of yeast ester. Almost banana-esque too, like a banana runt, like candied. But then there's a lot of there's like a weedy, almost grainy kind of sensation. There's a little bit of like a spicy hop note, spicy and floral hop note. Maybe like a red apple core. Yeah, this is a little bit fruitier than I remember. This is coming off a little bit more fresh. I don't know exactly how old, again, this bottle is compared to the one I had in 2021. But this is a little bit more vibrant in the nose. It smells actually a little bit sweeter. The one that I had in 2021 was very simplistic, like it's supposed to be. Something you could drink with like any kind of food, and it just, it has nice carbonation to it. It's pretty dry, goes down quite well. This smells a little bit more complex. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Steven. Yeah, it's exactly how I remember it. It's funny because the nose was way different than what I remembered. And it almost smelled a little bit better, like a little bit more intense and kind of aromatic. But I think the taste is proper for what you're looking for in a sub 4% table beer. The body is higher side of light body, which is appropriate for sub 4% beer. Very light and kind of airy, but not thin and watery. The mouthfeel, very crisp. This is a crispy boy. Tons of carbonation. Higher side of moderate carbonation into almost like a full-on like biting carbonation, but it doesn't kind of ruin it. Like sometimes you'll get those really carbonated beers where it just rips everything off the palate and you're just like, oh, I can't taste anything right after that because my mouth is now devoid of pretty much every flavor and any kind of saliva is just gone. This doesn't have that kind of gripping carbonation, but it's like kind of close to it. The taste has a grainy, weak kind of sensation at the forefront, malty, a little bit sweeter. As it passes through, I get that red apple core, maybe a touch of like a pear. Definitely lighter fruits. Midway through the palate, the yeast gives me that slight bubblegummy thing I was talking about. Not as sweet as it was on the nose. On the nose, it was candied. It was almost like straight on bubblegum, like you're chewing a juicy fruit or like a Hubba Bubba, just like original flavor, right? Not like that. It does have that kind of characteristic, but it's not sweet. As it continues on, the beer starts to dry out. This is full on dry. There's not a lot of bitterness here. There's almost none. Very mild, but there's such a substantial dryness that it balances out because from the palate is, a little bit of sweetness and the malt is there and the dryness definitely balances out. This is, again, a pretty good table beer. 3.7%. You can't taste it because you shouldn't. I'm going to pour in all the goodies here, see if it does anything to the beer or the body. But yeah, I'm not going to deviate too much from what I said about this beer back in 2021 when I had it. Yeah, maybe bumped up the body into like a lower medium, which is nice. I think I'd like it without all the goodies in it. It kind of hazed it up a decent amount, right? And at the same time, it bumped up the body. I think a beer like this, I want it to be light on its feet, airy, and I can just kind of chug it, right, and have a couple at dinner or lunchtime and enjoy it. But yeah, again, not going to deviate far from the rating I gave it in 2021. I might like it a little bit better, honestly. I think it's kind of hit me a little bit more, but I'm not going to change the rating too much. Like stylistically, as far as a table beer and what they're going for, this is pretty good. I'd say it's like a 4.2, 4.25, something like that. It's pretty good for what they're going for. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. No off flavors. Brewed to style quite well. For personal preference, though, I'm going to go a bit lower, but it's still a good beer. Don't get me wrong. If you like table beers and you want something kind of in the Northeast area that you can pick up, this is one to seek out. So Area 2's Table Terroir, I don't know what release. I'd assume this is 2022 release. I don't know if this is like something they always have, but I have no issues giving this a beer right here. A high 3.75 will go 3.85 out of 5. That's what I'm going to go with this. Almost in a low 4. Just a little bit more flavor, I think. And I know these, again, I'm kind of contradicting myself because these aren't supposed to be super flavorful, but just for a personal preference, which is what my reviews are always about, is personal preference. Price point availability, I have no idea because Steven gave this one to me. I don't know if they come in 4 or 6 packs, but I'd imagine they're quite cheap because you're talking about a sub 4% beer, and it's Two Roads, so you shouldn't be breaking the bank. If it's a 6-pack, probably 10 to 12 bucks. If it's a 4-pack, probably 8 to 10 bucks, something like that is what I'd like to see out of this one. And availability, I have not seen it here in the Western New York area, more specifically Buffalo, New York. We do get some Two Roads stuff. Have not seen this one. So if you get this in your neck of the woods, let me know. Steven, if you know the price point and the availability, let me know. But I appreciate you giving me this one because it was fun to review it. I was kind of bummed I didn't review it the first time because it's a table beer and I don't review many of those, if any at all. So I'm glad I got a chance to review it this time around. So if you had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. It's a very easy drinking beer, perfect with some food, some lighter food. I think it would pair extremely well. So yeah, anyway, shutting it down. Thanks again to Steven. Thanks to everybody. To the next one. Cheers.